Hi guys, in my kitchen again. Today I will be showing you something very interesting. It means I will be cooking the duck breast. There is nothing really special about duck breast in general, but how to make the skin really crispy, that's another thing altogether. Even in good restaurants, very rarely you can get a really nice and crispy duck skin. The whole thing about duck breast is that you want to eat it with the skin. But unless the skin is really crispy, it's just, for me personally, inedible. But when it's nice and crispy, it's like heaven in your mouth. So let me show you how to do it properly. Okay, so first of all, we need to prepare the duck breast. We need to cut the skin. You can just do it like this. The knife needs to be really sharp though. Just make sure you do not hurt yourself. Be careful about your fingers. You do not want to cut too deep. It's just the skin that you want to cut. This. If the knife is sharp enough, you really don't need to put too much pressure into it. And right now, the other way around. Right now you can see the familiar pattern that you probably saw in restaurants as well, or in some cooking shows. When the duck skin is already cut, right now we just need to use a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper to season them. And what you want to do is to rub it into the breast. And you need to do the same with the other side. Okay, so right now our duck breast is seasoned well, so we need to start cooking it. The whole thing about the duck breast is that in order to make the skin really crispy, you need to render the whole or almost all of the fat that is between the skin and the meat. In order to do that, we need time. You cannot do it quickly. So, first of all, you put the duck breast, the skin down, onto the cold pan. This will allow the heat to build up very gently, and the fat will start to melt. You will see how much fat is in one duck breast. You can really take the fat out of the pan during the cooking and put it into the container, put it in the fridge and just use it afterwards. It's really good, for example, for some baked potatoes. But in the meantime, right now, go back to the duck breast, okay? Okay, so right now, we just take our duck breast, put it skin downward onto the cold pan. And right now, we heat the pan just very gently. You want to build up the heat very slowly. It will be just level 2 right now. And the only thing we need to do at the moment is just wait. There is absolutely nothing else we can do to speed up the process. I will show you and I will tell you exactly what I'm doing, what time it does need to render the whole fat and to make the skin really crispy. After 4 minutes, the skin is already heated a little bit, so we can increase the heat. We go to level 4, and right now we wait, and we can expect quite a lot of fat to be freed from the duck breast. Right now it's been 10 minutes since I increased the temperature of the pan, and right now you can see there is quite a lot of fat already rendered, and I will show you how the skin looks like. It already has a little bit of color, but not too much, so it's not burning, even though it's been already 14 minutes since we put it on the pan. The fat is rendering really nicely. I will be pouring all the fat into the glass, so in the end I will show you how much fat we rendered from one duck breast. Okay, so right now there is absolutely nothing for us to do. We're just waiting for all the fat to render before we can start to crisp up the skin. Right now it's been another 10 minutes, so altogether this is 24 minutes from the moment we put the duck breast on the pan. And as you can see, we have quite a lot of fat rendered and still a little bit more on the pan. When is the moment that we can be pretty sure that all the fat is rendered? When you pour out the fat from the pan and you put your duck breast again on the pan, and not much fat is dissolving any longer, it means that there is just no fat left. This is when we can increase the heat to crisp the skin up before we really cook the breast. If you think that 24 minutes will be just too much time for the duck breast and in the end it will be overdone, you don't have to be worried. As you can see, this whole part on top, it's still raw, it's not cooked. A little bit on this side is cooked, just the very bottom. It is the same on the other side. Just the very bottom is cooked. Because of the very low temperature, only the fat and the skin is affected at the moment, and not the meat, or a big part of the meat is not affected. So right now, because I cannot see much of the fat rendering any longer, we can start cooking the meat. I will increase the temperature first, so the skin is nice and crispy, and the higher temperature will start cooking the meat. And then, after 2 to 3 minutes, we just need to turn the duck breast on the other side, just for 1 minute, no longer than that. So the meat inside is just medium. It is not medium rare, it is not rare, it is just medium. If you prefer your meat to be well done, you have to keep it a little bit longer on the top side. I will show you. And then we still need a little bit more of time for the duck breast to rest when we take it out of the pan. Right now, we need to increase the temperature to cook the meat. At this stage, we need to observe the skin. We don't want the skin to burn. So make sure you check the skin every now and again to make sure it's nice and crispy, but not burned. As you can see, it already has a nice brown color, so it doesn't need much more time. It's been 2 minutes right now. As you can see, the skin is already brown. We don't want it more than that. What we need to do right now is we turn the breast over so we cook the other side. No longer than 1 minute. It's been 1 minute right now. You can see that it's nice color on the top of the breast as well. And this is the time when we don't want to cook it any longer. We just take it out of the heat and we rest it for around 2-3 minutes. This is the time when it still cooks a little bit. So even though you can see some pieces of it still not cooked, it will be after 2-3 minutes. Okay, it's been 3 minutes when the duck started to rest. Right now, let me just show you how it looks inside. First, if you can hear how crispy it is, okay? I need to turn it over in order to cut it. Can you hear it? Right now. This is the crispiness. It is very nicely pink and it is very, very crisp, juicy and just delicious. As you can see, the duck breast is not overdone, first of all, even though it was on the pan for more than 25 minutes on the side of the skin. You cannot see any fat left. It is completely rendered. The skin is nice and crispy and the duck is cooked to medium level. So just pink inside and done outside. This method will allow you to serve your duck breast always really in a professional way. Because to be honest, if you serve a duck breast with just skin that is not eatable, it is the worst thing ever. Duck breast is supposed to be eaten with a crispy, nice skin. That's like a big part of the flavor and of the fun with having a duck breast. Whether you like it well done or whether you like it almost raw, doesn't matter. The skin should always be crispy. So this is how you can make it at home, and believe me, most of the restaurants will not serve it like that. So just enjoy it yourself at home with just a little bit of salad, some potatoes or whatever you like. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed.